cool pavements item. Councilor Camus?
Yeah, I think many of you know that I care about pavement, and but I also care about the environment quite a bit. And the environmental sustainability plan and our green vision is really important to me. The city of San Jose has always been on the edge of innovation on ways that we can tackle some of our environmental issues, and I think this memo is an ingenuitive idea that's being done in other cities. And during yesterday's city council, we signed on to the Paris Climate Accord, and we created the California Community Choice Aggregation. So we are very serious on tackling global warming. And with 2,434 miles of roads that get very, very hot every day, I think this is an interesting idea. I think Dora from my staff has done a little more research. And if you could speak a few words on some of the studies that were already begun in Los Angeles, I'd appreciate that, Dora.
Sure. The research is based off of the Berkeley Science Lab, who has partnered up with the City of LA. And what they went through is a 2-year research phase where they found and were looking for construction companies that would make this cool pavement. What they identified was a cool seal, which is basically the final layer of the slurry seal. You can think of it as a thin coat of paint that you would finish off, which was the most cost-effective, and it would sustain as long as like a slurry seal. Over the next month, they'll be finishing up their 15 identified neighborhoods throughout the city of LA. And what they've been able to prove so far is that at the very minimum, the cool seal is 10 degrees cooler than regular black asphalt. Some of the other potential benefits that the Berkeley Science Lab identified is that by the earth absorbing a cooler temperature, then you can lower the actual surface temperature. In theory, this could maybe save home energy costs if you use your air conditioning less. It could decrease the atmospheric chemical that creates smog. It could also decrease greenhouse gases. So there's a list of potential benefits that we felt were worthy enough to at least keep track of the pilot program that's going on in LA, also in line with our green vision goals and the commitment we have made to be a greener city. We also felt that although some of the research is mixed, we felt it was because there's been a lack of field testing. The city of LA is the first city in the nation to test it on public roads. It's only been tested in malls and different types of parking lots. So after speaking with the Director of Public Transportation and Public Works in LA, they were really excited to hear from us. They said that this is exactly why they entered this pilot program, to hear from larger cities, to at least partner up and share the research. Councilmember, his ask is just to look into it and see, because of everything that we've been doing so far, the timing is really great. Not too long ago, we thought that white roofs were crazy, and now everybody's painting their roofs white, solar as well, so we can kind of see that trend going forward.
Thanks, Dora.
Thank you, Dora. And I also spoke to Jim, and if you have a few words, I'm just basically looking at everywhere we can to see what we could do to to become greener. And this project seemed very, very appealing to me. Do you have any?
I do have a couple words. Yeah, thank you, Councilmember Camus. Jim Orpal, Director of Transportation. We're happy to look into this. In fact, we've reached out to Los Angeles to kind of understand the study and the pilot project that they're doing, and we're very fortunate. Our lead technical engineer in San Jose, Frank Farshidi, he's a PhD in pavement materials from the UC Davis Pavement Institute, and they did a 4-year study on this. So, so we're in a good position to be able to do that. So we'll absolutely look into it, and we'll respond back to the council with an information memorandum in terms of what the LA project is about, kind of what the process they're going under, whether they have any results or when they may have results, and also other kind of technical and research studies that have been done, and we'll certainly look at this and determine if this is a good thing for San Jose to consider, test, or whether it may not be, and we'll submit that to the council with an info memo if that works for the Rules Committee as a whole.
That works great for me, and if you don't mind, I don't know if you find out if LA actually got money to do this as a pilot from like carbon offset grants from the state, or I'd love to have somebody else pave our streets is basically what I'm trying to say, get some of their money to pave our streets. And so I don't know if you could look into that as well when you're doing your research.
That would be an easy thing for us to look into as well. Happy to do that.
Thank you.
So what I'm hearing is a green light on our prioritization exercise. Is that right? Just to
Yeah, we
Go back
are,
to our-
we are comfortable within our capacity to look
Okay.
at the LA pilot project and then also to look at some of the other research that's been done. I'm
Okay.
particularly comfortable because we have our lead technical engineer who has a tremendous amount of experience in this area, and I think we're going to get, we have a lot of knowledge on this
Yeah.
subject.
Okay, great. I just want to confirm, get that on the record. This is a green light. Okay. At least to get to the information memo, and then we'll figure out what to do next. Deb?
Yeah, I just have one question. I remember hearing something about pavement that can sequester carbon. Is the Cool Pavement project, does that also sequester carbon?
I don't know that.
Just a question for the information memo to explore.
And I'm sure that would kind of be within the scope of what we
Great.
could look at. Yeah, we'll kind of look
Cool.
at a range. We won't take kind of a real narrow look at it. We'll try and respond back in a way you can kind of get perspective on how this project and what's kind of broadly going on in the industry
Okay,
would work for San Jose or what have you.
that'd be great,
Yeah,
thanks.
sure.
So
Okay.
I can make a motion if, unless
No,
there's somebody
we have
speaking up.
public comment.
Oh, sorry.
You can certainly make a motion, though, if you want.
Oh, I'm making a motion to approve the memo that I wrote.
Okay, motion and second. And if it also washes your car, I'll be voting for it. All right. Dave Pochell, followed by Blair Beekman.
Well, thank you again, Councilmember Camus. It's too bad he's not here to hear me. We just have this suave gentleman with a mustache. But
He's telling me he's just trying to be more like Dave.
it's great that the city of San Jose has innovative leaders looking at these kind of things. I've discussed this with the Sierra Club Loma Prieta chapter, which represents 36,000 members in our chapter. We are certainly happy that the city of San Jose would consider such a thing. I have a background in engineering and know a little bit about the physics, and it's amazing what the difference is between black and white or a light color. So I wouldn't be surprised if it can make a neighborhood real pleasant, if not saving the whole world from global warming. But I think most likely it'll work out. If not, I do think it's worth a trial. So thank you very much.
Great, thank you, Dave. Blair Beekman?
Hi, thank you very much for this, for working on this issue. I'm really impressed. I wish I knew more about how to take care of the environment at this stage in my life, and I don't. And this, you had mentioned carbon sequestering or something. That sounds like a really good idea. I know there's also ideas in pavement around actual solar panel use with little solar panel crystals as a part of the pavement. And that's another idea. And I know that, as of interest's sake, people like Wavy Gravy, he's working on all different ideas in this sort of area of asphalt pavement work. And he would be an interesting reference for everyone here, I would think, to Google him up and look up the work that he does. And it would make something easy and understandable and accessible to everybody, and just to be aware of that. Also to be aware of, it's my guess that within the past year you've been working with the LOCC on this sort of stuff. You had asked about learning about groups involved in that, and maybe the LOCC is a group that has been of help with this project, and they would be ones to talk to about other innovative ideas for asphalt in the future, and I think they would be a great choice to continue this effort. And it's a world effort, and like what I'm doing with surveillance technology, I mean, it can be something done very peacefully for the future of this planet. And yeah, it's exciting, it's nice, and thank you.
Thank you. All right, other questions or comments?
I just want to be clear about, I'm not expecting a report on the 15th or whenever our next meeting, yeah, the 15th. So when the studies do come back, what I think our timeframe with LA was 6 months. When did,
Yeah, they were going to come back and reevaluate some of the benefits within 6 months. They had expected.
so I'm not expecting an info memo, anytime real soon. When do you think that?
Well, we would initiate some of the research. We'll check in with LA, kind of understand what their process is, what their timing is. We'd also kind of look at what other research we want to look at as well. And if it makes more sense to come back after they've completed their study, we certainly could do that into the new year. If we come up with information we think that gives us a sense on where we're going before then, based upon other research, we could certainly issue that memo at that point in time. I think we're flexible in terms of whether we do it after the first of the year. If that's the Rules Committee's preference to wait for the results of LA, we're certainly willing to do that, and we could issue it, in 2018 once LA has completed their work.
Yeah, I just wanted
Okay.
to get some statistics. So yeah.
We're happy to do that then. We'll check in with them, find out what their timing is. If it's like a 6-month period and they're into early 2018, we can see what their results are and issue our memo after that point in time.
Okay, so we'll approve this as a direction, and then you come back when you can.
Yep.
All right.
Other questions or comments? I just had, Jim, I know that lots to explore on this. If we could also just understand what the impact is of refracted or reflected light. I know that's occasionally an issue.
That
It'd
is.
be helpful to understand. Great.
That would be part of it, Mayor.
Great. Thank you. Vice Mayor?
This, as we were sitting here having a side conversation, any concerns about using that as a beautiful canvas for graffiti?
About using this.
That beautiful white canvas?
We have used lighter colored paving materials in the past. When we're using other materials about a decade ago, we didn't see too much of that. So it doesn't immediately come to my mind. I've seen graffiti even on our current streets. So I don't know that it would encourage it that much. Maybe we'll check in with our director of parks and the anti-graffiti program just to,
Or in LA?
be aware of that, not wanting any unintended consequences. But I think there's a lot of research work to do to figure out, are the benefits of the light-colored pavement from an environmental standpoint, valuable enough for the city to go in that direction as well.
Yeah.
But that's something we can talk to Parks about.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, great. On the motion.
Hey, Sam.
Councilmember Jones.
You brought up an excellent point about the glare, because I just think about every time I walk across the plaza here at City Hall, and I've lost 30% of my eyesight just from the glare in the plaza. So that would be a significant concern if you have a similar impact.
Yeah,
just
Councilmember
walking down.
Jones, that was a big part of the previous research that's been done. That information will be part of the information we bring back. So in talking with Frank Farshidi, our lead engineer who was involved in those studies, that was definitely one of the elements of the study. And there were impacts and consequences, negative consequences of that light and heat refraction.
Thank you.
But that will be part of it. That's what we'll look at that as well. We want to make sure we're looking at all the angles when we submit the report back to the council.
That'd be great, because I only have 70% left, and I can't lose any more.
We figured out a solution for James Lick Observatory. We can figure out one first. All right. So the motion, we'll learn more soon. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. Okay, thank you, Jim. We're on to H1, the